Okay, so good evening folks, and welcome to a Friday night. And just decided to come out and test out a new camera, this little beast here, the Insta360 1R. So it's a modular camera, can either be 360 degree like this, or I can add the 4K module onto there and just have it a single facing one-way non-360 degree camera. So I thought I'd head out this evening. Been having a play around with it this week, and wanted to take it out for a ride and see what it's all about. So we've got it mounted on the brake reservoir currently, and then I'm going to pop it on this Insta360 pole, just stretched out a little bit, and then you can see it looking back at me, like there's no pole there. It actually makes the pole invisible. So let's get on, let's have a little ride out this evening and see what it's all about. So it's been a gorgeous day again today, and for the next 5 or 6 days it's going to be really nice, so I look forward to getting out at the weekend with some decent weather. Currently it's just gone 6:30 and we're still at 26 degrees. So I'll give you a little roundup of why I bought the 360 camera, and also what my thoughts are from having a play around with it this week. Now, reasons for getting it is I was going to buy another Osmo Action, to be honest, and that's the one that you see now, forward facing, that I've been using for a while. Absolutely love these cameras, but I wanted a 360 degree. Now I've seen a few on the market, few of the earlier versions, like a tall thin thing that Insta360 did, and then I came across this modular 360 that looks like an Osmo Action or a GoPro. And what I liked about it was, because I was interested in getting another camera that was rear facing, so facing towards me, just to break the clips up a little bit, rather than getting just a point and shoot camera like an Osmo Action or a GoPro, with the modular. And I'll show you that when I pull up, how we swap over to the standard 4K lens. And basically they come in little cubes. So on this one currently that you see here, we've got a camera this side, a camera the other side, and then basically it does a 180 degree either side, stitches them all together, and makes a 360 degree view. Now, while I'm not 100% into 360 degree views where you can actually touch the screen on your phone and spin it round different views, what I do like with it when you're editing, you can edit like a flat image, so you can have just a standard image and you can point it to where you want it to go in the actual edit. So that's what I was interested in. It does have a screen. You can see here you can have that shuts off after so many seconds, or have it left on. I have it shutting off after a few seconds, so it conserves the battery. So you could use the screen to view your footage, alter the settings, touch screen, or just see what you're actually viewing at the time. So yeah, so far so good. Pretty happy with it. Happy with the quality. Apparently it's 5.3K, but when you obviously edit and compress it, I think it comes down to 4K anyway, so I always upload in 2.7K. so it's high enough quality for me. So they do different packs. You can buy it as just a 360 camera, as you see now. I actually bought the pack with the other 4K module that clicks in instead of the 360 because I wanted a dual option. So yeah, so we're just on for a little run out, and been a busy old week again. Still queuing up at the supermarkets. So in England next week, I think the rules change. I think we're allowed to see 6 people in a group, keeping social distancing, 2 meters of course, which is nice to see other people and not just those in your family. As much as we love our families, be nice just to get out and about, and also be nice to go and see my sister and family, so that's good. So the other thing that I added today was I've been having problems with my cruise control not working, and when I was fitting these new levers that I put on the bike from Light Tech, you can see that in a previous video. So basically, when I was changing my levers, I noticed when I was braking with my front brake that my rear brake light was flickering and sticking on. And of course, when you have cruise control running and you brake, it stops the cruise control. So got a feeling that one of the micro switches had gone, and one of the good fellows over on an MT10 forum, actually a Facebook group, Craig, put me in touch with Mauser Electronics, and I managed to get a micro switch. Then I basically took the switch apart and soldered in a new micro switch and fitted that. So that's all working perfectly now. So thanks, Craig, for the advice. So I've not really tested my cruise control, and there you go, solid yellow light, which means it's working, whereas before it was just flashing and it wouldn't activate. So hopefully it's fixed now, but I won't know until I give it a thorough ride out and test. But I think that was the issue, and I noticed on a lot of the MT10s, that's one of the things that can go with these micro switches on your front brake light or your clutch lever or wherever, even on your rear foot brake. So hopefully, if that's secure, at least we're a little bit further down the line, because everybody seems to be saying at the moment that their cruise control keeps having a malfunction. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to head on a little run, nowhere specific. I'm not going to put a map at the beginning of the video or anything, but I'm just testing a camera out this evening, and it's just nice to escape after a hard day's work, and then get out for a little run below the cobwebs of the week away. So I put a poll up on YouTube the other day asking what you wanted to see on the channel, and a lot of you said ride out routes and tours and trips, which is great. It's good to ask the audience and see what you want. So this weekend I'm going to get out a couple of times and do some routes for you, have it all mapped out and explained all the way through it. I'll be taking my jet boil with me, so that I can have a brew when I need and some refreshments, because the weather's going to be really good this weekend. Now, one of the things I did switch off on my Osmo Action that you're looking through right now is the stabilization, and that was because it basically cuts or crops the image, so you can't see the dashboard area just here and the road ahead. You were only seeing the road ahead. So I've taken stabilization off on the camera that you're looking through right now, which is the Osmo Action, and hope you don't mind. Yeah, I just want to get a wider angle, and this is the widest angle shot I can get. Now, I noticed with the 4K wide angle module on the Insta360, you can alter it between wide and super wide and all those kind of settings, which is absolutely brilliant. But I don't want to use that one as a helmet cam. It does have a mic adapter and all those kind of things, so it can be easily put on my helmet and used, but that's not the purpose why I bought it, really. So yeah, so I'm going to pull up shortly, and then what I'm going to do, I'm going to put the 360 camera on a pole, and you can see a very different angle then from the front looking backwards, and you won't be able to see the actual pole that it's on, because it actually makes it invisible and cuts it out of the 360 footage. Okay, so you can see now the view of me looking backwards from the 360 camera, and that's on probably about 3/4 of a meter extending pole, and that's just off a little bracket I've put near my mirror. And basically it's making the pole invisible. The pole is an Insta360 pole. Now also, this is where I can test the stabilization, because it's a 5.3K 360-degree shot. They've actually put a very clever digital stabilization in the unit, so we'll see if it bounces around too much. Obviously the pole's flexing a little bit when I go over bumps, but it should be pretty stable, so we'll just see. It's the first time I've tested the pole out in this view, so it looks like someone's filming me actually in front of my motorcycle, looking back on me, but you cannot see the camera, so that's how it is currently. Okay, so now we've got it on the shorter pole, so I've just reduced this here by half. Let's see what the view is from it now. So I think most of the time the 360 camera will be sat on my brake reservoir rather than being sat on a pole out in front of me, but it's just nice to add the different angles in here and there. It's not like it's sticking out a long way in front of me. It's only about a foot. In fact, it doesn't even protrude much further than the front screen, so yeah, I'm quite happy with that so far. Let's see what this video edit comes out like. We'll make our decisions then, shall we? So I'm going to pull up and get some drone footage of this area just down here, and I'll probably pull up where the burger van normally comes. Another biker out there on this fantastic road, which is my favourite area at the moment. Can you tell? I've been in it quite a lot recently, in the Trough of Bowland. Also, it's quite a bumpy little road is this, so it'll really give the stabilisation on this new camera a run for its money. See how it can cope with that. I think battery on it, I didn't mention the battery life, but I think it's about 2 hours. You can see the red bottom section to the 360 camera, and that's the actual battery that clips on the bottom of the modules. But I'll show you how to exchange the modules just shortly when I pull up. What we'll do is we'll finish the ride off with just the 4K standard lens, not the 360, and then you'll see that. I'll put that back on my brake reservoir, can't even say it, and you can see what the shot is looking back from that camera, which is the other reason why I wanted a camera, just to get a rear facing shot. Lovely spot to come and have a little barbecue, picnic in an evening, as they're doing here, and just got to dodge the sheep in places. Here's a few more. Got the table and chairs out here, look. Nice picnic. Pull up a chair, help yourself. Oh, got an itchy nose. Horrible when you're wearing a full face helmet, you can't scratch it. Lots of little wild birds walking across the road this evening. Another pheasant here, look. Yeah, I can get you with a 360 camera now, fella. Can follow you. So yeah, the burger van place is just after this farm here, down amongst these trees. You've got the little brook stream that follows it right the way down with a little bridge. Nice place. And I'm just going to pull over here next to the river, and then you can see it all in its glory. I'll get the drone up as well. Okay, so you can see the whole bike and the way I've got the camera system set up. Doesn't she look sweet? What a picture. That's definitely going to be the thumbnail, I think. Let's get my camera. Okay, that's the thumbnail for the video sorted. And yeah, I'll just give you a look around now. So you got your camera set up just here with your selfie pole, and we'll just turn that off now, and then I can show you how to change the modules over. So you can see here the other module, and they actually give you this cover, and this one is mainly to protect the screen. So you can slide it over like that and protect the 360 screen, both sides, which is really cool. And I just use it on this. So this is the module. So this is the 4K wide angle module, and this is just like a standard 4K wide angle camera, and this actually goes onto here as well. So I'll fit that, and you can see that in place. And then you can see how easy it is just to swap them over. So basically you release the housing, push the camera out, and then what I'm going to do is power the camera down, and then basically I'm just going to release the battery from the bottom. So that is your battery module, and then you've got two modules here. You just pull them apart like so. So there's your main screen, there's your 360 camera. Put that somewhere safe so don't drop it. And then your 4K module, so you can have the screen and the module together like so. So I've got the screen looking back at me, which is what I wanted. And then basically all I do is put the battery on the bottom, and that just clicks in like so. And then there you go. So you got a rear facing camera, and I'm going to put that back into the housing. Get it the right way around, it would help, like so. And then yeah, I'll just fasten it onto here. And then they've got a standard rear facing camera, So if I had to buy just another Osmo Pocket and then a 360 camera, it would cost me, I don't know, £700, something like that. And I think for this lot I paid £450 for the dual module. So what we'll do now is we'll just put this lens cap over here, pop that back in the bag, and then yeah, so that's it. So I can, you know, film myself this way. I'll just show you what it looks like. So yeah, when I'm sat on the bike, I can angle this around, and you can see me facing backwards. Also, I can change the angle on that. So here's the thing as well: you can actually change from wide angle to linear to smaller screen to bigger screen, actually in edit. So it captures the whole image, and then you can play around with it in edit. So I'm just going to stop recording like so, and I'm going to power it down. Okay, right, let's get the drone up. Okay, so back on the road again, and we've got the Insta360 4K wide module on the front reservoir there, facing backwards towards me, as you can see in the picture. And this is what oh, look at those horses there. Yeah, nice. So yeah, back to the Insta360 rear facing. So you can see me just there in the shot, and that was the other thing I wanted, was just a rear facing standard camera. So by having the Insta, I've now got different modules I can plug into it, and I can either have you know, just a standard camera 4K wide or super wide or whatever I need, and then if I want to swap out the modules to have the 360-degree camera, I can do that. So yeah, really happy with the purchase, happy with the video quality, and yeah, back to the front facing camera. So while my drone was up in the air then, what looked like a couple of kestrels, I'm not a big bird fan by the way, but they were certainly rare birds. There was two of them and they were chasing the drone, thinking it was another bird invading their territory, and yeah, I had to put it in sport mode and fly the hell out of there so that they wouldn't collide with it at that point. And I've noticed that with seagulls as well. If you're in the coastal regions, sometimes you get seagulls that chase your drones. But yeah, I'm just taking it easy at this time of night. I noticed on the way up here there was an awful lot of birds just wandering across the middle of the road, not wanting to get out of the way, so just watch out for them on the way back home. Like I say, I'm not into these 360 videos where you look on your iPhone and you actually, I can't see a thing. Excuse me, I just couldn't see then because the sun was in my face. So yeah, when you put your finger on the phone and swipe your phone screen, it turns the video around. I'm not into that. So I will decide in the edit stage which bits that we're going to look at. And I think that makes for a better video anyway. So as it is with every night ride, especially when you live on the west coast, whenever I head back west I get the sun in my eyes. So front facing camera, Osmo action. Picture's not going to be fantastic on the way home. So for that reason I'm going to cut the video there. I came out just to test the footage of the new camera and show it to you all, and how I'll be using it moving forward, all being well, and why I purchased it, because it gave me two cameras in one, and I've heard such good reviews about the system. And also I think it's very clever of Insta, because they can then bring more little cube modules out that do other things, and just plug straight into the system that they've created. So yeah, thanks for watching, and if you're not a subscriber, hit that subscribe button, hit the bell, and get notified of up and coming videos coming along. And again, as always, big thank you to my Patreons, and if you would like to become one of my Patreons, support the channel, there's a link in the description below. So anyway, have a lovely evening, as these folks are doing just here, and we'll catch you over the weekend on another one. Take care, guys.